Maroon is not a nation. Maroon is not a people. Maroon is not a language. Maroon is not a way of life. Maroon is not a culture. Maroon is not a divine path to spirituality or to connect with God. In fact, in the 1800s, many of the native people who were fighting with the British Empire had to surrender in battle. And when they did so, they had to sign a treaty. Only one set of people on the planet in the West here never signed treaty. And those are the Seminoles, right? Those people in Florida and around the areas, right? Everybody else signed a treaty. In fact, America, the collective effort of the 13 colonies in America, also signed a treaty with the British Empire in 1782, turning America into a corporation. And in 2030, America will be 250-year-old as a corporation, seeking its digital status. So I'm saying this to say, Maroon is also a treaty term agreement. It is an egregore. It's just a word out there that eventually took on flesh. And this is why the people who call themselves Maroon know that the word Maroon has no bearing in their language, in their native tongue. They still have to accept the word Maroon because this is the only way they can officially communicate with the British Crown. The British Crown will only accept the word Maroon. So the term Maroon has been anglicized, and so the British Crown represent and accept the Maroons, and this is how they get their grant funding. This is how they get their policies and laws, being implemented and regulated, etc., etc. They are in fact black loyalists, right? So they hold the land for the last 250 years, and slowly, through policies, agreements, they slowly release the land to Britain without the general populace knowing anything about these negotiation and agreements, right? So they have 250 years, 250 years to release the land back to the British Crown slowly. This is what they do. They are black loyalists. So people must understand that, especially Jamaicans, we are in a time when we can now build native communities. We can give the own names, establish your structure, move in a systematic way, and build native communities. We can build aboriginal communities. We don't have to bind on Maroon. What have the Maroons done for 250 years for the collective? They have not given birth to many more Maroon villages because more people, the general populace, are moving from the corporation into becoming more sovereign native beings. They have not been doing that. That's not a goal. That's not a goal. Their goal is to slowly give up the resources and the land to Britain over time. This is why you see Queen Ifrica is complaining, because they are always having these spooky meetings. These people are gatekeepers for the conscious group. In order for us to rise, we must strip labels. And Maroon is a very dark label. There's no power in Maroon. Maroon is a runaway wild animal. The word Maroon, French meaning cimarron, wild animal. Until later on, British and the French and the Spanish use the same word, cimarron, to describe the wild behavior of Africans who were in the Caribbean working on the plantation during slavery. So the word Maroon is coming from cimarron, and that is just in the 1600s. It's a very young word, and we are ancient, timeless beings here. So what is a Maroon to these 9-eater beings, to these Syrians? There's no weight in that. Over time, this cimarron has become Maroon. Cimarron has become Maroon. And the Maroons are only found in the Caribbean, only found in Jamaica. You have this word Maroon. If it's such a powerful word that is loaded with divinity, all over the Western world, you would have found people calling themselves Maroons. Because it's nothing. It's nothing really. It's time for people to shift from that and build real villages. Yes, that's the time we're in, and 2020 called us to do this. But the young people, Gen X, Generation Gen Z, and the millennials, they're stuck on the workplace, on the plantation, and not realizing that this is the time to reclaim their sovereignty on the land and rebuild community. Immunity, unity, community. That's the move. Don't get caught up in this low frequency activities that are happening. 2010 people know that I told them that the predator babies will be going through chaos. This is trial and tribulation for people like Gen X, Gen Z, and the other generations before us. We know that we were making babies that will come and disgrace us. We know that we were making slaves for the system. The turn of 2000, we know that what's up. So now I can't be caught up in what these little children doing out here. In fact, while you are talking about them and looking at profit, those who have ears would have already heard me from 2010 telling you that this will happen. So while you're looking for a prophet, I am the cosmic prophet. And I'm still here observing the babies that came in 2020 on your unhealthy wombs and sperms. You're not doing any inner work. You're not doing any inner work and no environmental work. How are you going to escape environmental toxins, pharmaceutical toxins, food toxins? How then can you seed healthy babies here that we can call Christ seed? It will not happen. We have not grown or matured spiritually since the 1700s, 1800s. 2020 is giving us a chance, my people. From 2020 to 2030, it's enough 10 years. That's 10 years to get it right. That's a lot of time to fix things. But guess what? The background noise is so loud in Jamaica. The children are dying. Babies are dying. Young people are dying. I can't be caught up in the RIP. Yes, I understand energy, frequency, and vibration. Everything on the planet is out of vibration, out of energy. They are predominantly frequency people. So I don't shift my frequency with low frequency things. You have to understand the time and the system. Think system. The 3D thinking won't work. We need to move forward as a collective, and we need to this time get it right. We are at the bottom. In terms of economically we are there, geopolitically we are there, socially we are there, spiritually we are there, and in terms of building family we are at the bottom too. So why people making noise and acting like we are having any impact out here? We are going through a consciousness shift, and it's just a tiny handful of Jamaicans understand this. They are all partying, going through chaotic times and don't understand, trapped in low frequency dissonance. I want the young people, Gen Z, the alphas, to do differently. If you do differently, walk the Christ path. Be serious about your first 13 years of life and know that this is important for your children too. And then embark on your next 18 to 19, 20 years of your life. Seriously. Enlightenment, education, edification. You can have a better outcome. Why stuck and complain? Let's shift, man. 2030 is coming. Let's do something different. I'm out.